Welcome to Global Truth Center Toronto, and welcome to our Wednesday night celebration of love. We're going to begin our service this evening with Pierre Gautreau and his beautiful music.
Hello, thanks for having me again tonight. This is called That's What Life's About. Oh, here we go. Have you ever wondered where the time went? Before you know it, the time's being spent. Enjoy the moment, that's what life's all about. And it's okay if you don't have it all figured out. That's what life's about. 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 Do something you're afraid to try. We only live once, and then we die. You can laugh, you can love, you can rage, whisper or shout. Just get it all done before you check out. That's what life's about. 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 Fast. Most of this song's in the past. Don't wait another day to start living your own way. Use your voice and say what you gotta say. And if you have any doubts, you're human. That's what being human is about. That's what life's 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 about.
Thank you, Pierre. That was beautiful and fun. That's what life's about, everybody. That's it. You don't need to worry. Just live your life, right?
Absolutely.
That's great. Well, I'd like to welcome everybody officially. My name is Reverend Dale Olansky, and I am serving in Reverend Fred's place this evening. And I am a minister at Spiritual Center of the Desert in Palm Desert, California. So I am coming from a very long distance, yet we know we're all one all the time. And so we're all in the right place with each other. And that brings me great joy. So we're going to begin this evening with a treatment. So I'm going to just invite you right now, if you'd like to close your eyes and just take a moment to just let go of your day, let go of your week, let go of anything that is distracting you. And so as I do the same, I'm so very grateful that I have the vision right here and right now to recognize that there is only one energy, one life, one love, one mind. I call it God, spirit, infinite intelligence, the allness and wholeness of life that is eternally existing in all and as all. And so as I recognize that that one is everything that I am, I know that for everybody who's gathered here today. And I'm grateful that as we're gathered here today, there is an opening up of the heart and spirit to be able to see whatever it is that we are here to see tonight, which opens us up, that frees us to live our greatest life possible, remembering who we are as these divine energies of life and love, just settling into this time, being whatever we need to be, knowing that all is well. And as we're inspired by meditation and song and a message, We just allow ourselves to see whatever it is that brings forth the grace and the joy of life that is our divine nature to live into. And so, with gratitude for everything that's unfolding this evening, I'm grateful to be a part of this celebration of love, knowing that we are all here on divine purpose, to be able to be in each other's company, to be able to listen, to let go, remember who we are, love only, and forgive everything. And so, knowing that we are ready to move forward in our service, I just release my word as law, knowing everything is coming forward so beautifully and perfectly as we say together, and so it is. And so I'd like to invite our beloved practitioner, Linda Visosky, to unmute herself, and she has a beautiful meditation for us this evening.
Thank you, Reverend Dale. Thank you so much. It's my privilege to be here tonight with everyone. So I'm going to lead us through a lovely meditation tonight. Part of my spiritual practice is I read frequently from the Abundance Book by John Randolph Price. If you haven't read it, I highly recommend it. He believed that consciousness is the key to life, and truly nothing is impossible once one elevates their level of consciousness and expectation. Doesn't that sound familiar? We know all about that from our Science of Mind studies. So John created a 40-day program of prosperity. So he has 10 principles, and I go through it 4 times, so it's a 40-day program. Tonight, I'm going to introduce you to 3 of the key principles of the prosperity plan. And as Reverend Dale has mentioned, I invite you to simply sit back, embrace these words, and take them into your heart and simply enjoy. So let's simply just get settled here, right now. Take 2 really deep, conscious breaths. In and letting go. And one more time. And letting go. So as we anchor into this moment, make sure your feet are flat on the floor, your shoulders are relaxed, your neck is loose, and your heart is open. So I will first of all introduce you to the first principle, and I'll repeat it twice so you can feel the words, and then we'll go into 3 minutes of silence, embracing this beautiful principle. So here we go. God is lavish, unfailing abundance, the rich, omnipresent substance of the universe. This all-providing source of infinite prosperity is individualized as me, the reality of me. So gently put your hand over your heart, and I'll repeat it again. Take it into your heart. God is lavish, unfailing abundance, the rich, omnipresent substance of the universe. This all-providing source of infinite prosperity is individualized as me, the reality of me. And here we go for 3 minutes. And now I quietly bring myself back centered, right here, right now, as I embrace our second principle tonight. I lift up my mind and my heart to be aware and to understand that the divine presence I am is the source and substance of all my good. Breathe it in. I lift up my mind and my heart to be aware and to understand and to know the divine presence I am is the source and substance of all my good. We'll ponder this for a few minutes. The third principle tonight is I am conscious of this inner presence as my lavish abundance. I am conscious of this constant activity of this mind of infinite prosperity. Therefore, my consciousness is filled with the light of truth. I am conscious of this inner presence as my lavish abundance. I am conscious of this constant activity of this mind of infinite prosperity. Therefore, my consciousness is filled with the light of truth. So I trust and I know right here, right now, that God is lavish, unfailing abundance, and that each one of us are divine expressions of the One. Each one of us is God expressing in our own unique ways. And right here, right now, I see and feel the abundance of life all around me. I embrace every moment with joy, with expectation, and with peace. And with an open, grateful heart for this beautiful time of connection tonight, feeling the oneness, feeling the peace, feeling the wisdom of each one of us here tonight. So with a warm, open, grateful heart, I simply release these words as law. It is done. With faith, with trust, and with confidence, I let go and I let God. And together we say, and so it is. Namaste.
Thank you, Linda. That was beautiful. Well, we're going to turn it back over to Pierre for another song.
How about you? How about me? How about everybody living in peace and harmony? How about love for us all? This is my wish most of all. Now is the time to show love for our brothers and sisters. So open up your heart and you will know it's all about love. It's all about love. It's all about love. Loving open arms soothes a heart plagued by harm, allowing peace and joy to once again run free. Watch the phoenix rise and the hope in its eyes, and our hearts grew more, 'cause we did not ignore when a stranger knocked on our door. It's all about love. 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 It's all about
That was beautiful. So, Linda, we are going to have a little conversation, the two of us, about gratitude. This is the last week of gratitude for the month of November. We'll be introducing a new theme next month. So it's up to you and I to kind of wrap this thing up with gratitude. So tell me, how has gratitude shown up for you this month?
Well, Reverend Dale, today I had the opportunity to go with 3 other members of our community to a women's shelter here in Toronto. And we have been working diligently knitting little infinity scarves like what I'm wearing and headbands. And we put together Christmas baskets, went to the dollar store and got all kinds of goodies for them. And we delivered 25 baskets to this woman's shelter today. And did I feel grateful? Grateful to be able to simply witness each one of these beautiful souls and to hear them and their stories, and just the gratitude I felt to be able to give to these beautiful ladies today. So my heart was warm, and we walked away just ready to do another project to serve. So that's how gratitude has played a big part of my life most recently. Yeah.
Oh, that is beautiful. It feels so good to give too. It's such a just an expression of heart energy and circulation. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So in your personal, well, I'll ask you this. Do you have a personal gratitude practice that you do as part of your
Well, I do. I have a small journal by my bed. So every morning I write down 5 things I'm grateful for. And it comes to me through spirit before my feet even touch the ground, Reverend Dale. And then at night before I go to bed, I put my hand over my heart and I pull out this journal and 5 other amazing things. Gratitude's a magnet for good, and little things. I've just expanded my consciousness by just truly being grateful for just so many little things. So that is my daily practice of my journal beside my bed.
Do you find that throughout your day that you just snap right into gratitude because you're so immersed in the practice? Do you find that you naturally gravitate towards gratitude in your daily existence?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, sometimes I know your next question is going to be what happens if you're having a down type of a day. Well, even more so, I have to be grateful because I very rarely go down the rabbit hole of the condition of the situation. I simply witness it above the situation and say, so there's always something to be grateful for. And more good comes my way when I live and vibrate at that level. So, I very rarely today get down. Oh, occasionally I do, but it doesn't take long for me to snap out of it and always see an element of goodness in everything.
Yeah,
So
it's a quite a primer for our consciousness, that the gratitude practice, and just really being able to see the good even in adversity.
Yes.
Do you have any like tools or any guidelines for anybody who might be having trouble finding gratitude in a
Mm,
difficult situation?
Um, you see, that's a really good question. Um, well, just not to wallow in it. That's all, because that is harmful. That is not proactive. So if something, get thee to a practitioner, first of all, Reverend
Right.
Dale, because that person will help you see the spiritual truth of the situation. So that would be my first thing. And I always say to people in the community, get yourself to a practitioner so that person can help you know the truth of who you are. So anything else? I think just being aware, like our thoughts are so powerful, just really monitoring my thoughts and saying, is this a productive thought or not? Is this going to take me to a higher place of solving a problem or not? And so I just live so consciously. I would just say, get yourself to a practitioner. And if not, um, just see the situation and see the goodness in it. That's what I would say.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Something that I add on top of that too, I love, of course, a practitioner first and foremost. I love that. Something that I do too for gratitude in a challenging situation is that I say, I'm grateful that this too shall pass.
Yes.
Gratitude that
Yes.
this is just temporary, and I'm grateful I know that, and that helps move the energy a bit. So
Yes. Beautiful. Yes. Yeah. Sort of, I come to a place of witnessing situations instead of getting absorbed in them now. That's probably been my biggest lesson, which moves me into gratitude much quicker.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Thank you. That's
Thank you.
beautiful.
Thank you. Well, and it's so important for us to be the observer of rather than getting stuck in the undertow of it.
Yes.
So it's a great
Yes.
for anybody to practice that
Yeah.
observation. Yeah.
As you say, just witness the condition like a cloud going by, and knowing that it, as you say, Reverend Dale, it will pass.
Yeah.
It's all energy, right? Yes.
Exactly.
Thank-
Beautiful.
Yes.
Fabulous. Well, I think we covered gratitude pretty
Dude.
neatly. We
Yeah.
wrapped it up with a nice bow for the month. And I think gratitude is just one of my favorite spiritual practices. It's just something that's shifted my life and the lives of people I've worked with. So, and I can see for you as well that you're able to really maintain that high consciousness with your practice.
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
So you're going to be reading our affirmation for the month for everyone.
Yes, that's right. So our affirmation for this month is, I bask in a sea of gratitude as my life is blessed to overflowing. So I'll say it one more time. I bask in the sea of gratitude as my life is blessed to overflowing. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Linda. Oh,
See you
love
again.
see you soon. Well, I am so honored and blessed to be with you all in this spiritual community and just coming together as one and just talking about gratitude a little bit more, and something that came into my field of awareness today. And I'm always grateful when I'm going to be giving any kind of inspirational message. I love how something just pops in and I wasn't expecting it. And what popped into my field of awareness today was a wonderful, wonderful lecture presentation by someone named Carolyn Myss, Myss. Many of you may know who she is. She's a medical intuitive. She is a consciousness teacher and an amazing, brilliant mind. And she was talking today about the way that she sees our consciousness and the human structure. And she sees us like a building. And the top of the building, which is the top floor, she calls it the penthouse. And this building of consciousness that we are has many, many, many floors. And of course, at the bottom, you have the victim consciousness. And she taught about our ability to move from one level of consciousness to the next, that we are always at choice and we don't have to stay in the basement. We can take a journey up the stairs till we get to the top level of the penthouse. And as I was pondering this idea and thinking about gratitude, I realized that gratitude is actually the elevator up. It takes us to that top level of penthouse consciousness. And granted, things happen in life. And as Linda and I were talking about, sometimes we can't see the gratitude. But it really does behoove us to take that press that first button of the elevator to at least get out of the victim mentality and the idea of feeling powerless, because that is not the truth of who we are. We are totally empowered beings. And when we use our mind affirmatively and come from truth, we can raise up from any situation that we might find ourselves in. I wanted to share an Ernest Holmes quote about gratitude that relates to this whole idea of elevation. And I loved how Linda talked about elevating consciousness. I realized that there's only one mind going on here. And today's theme, if there is one, is all about elevating consciousness through the practice of gratitude. And Ernest Holmes says this, and it's from The Science of Mind. He said, "Gratitude is one of the chief graces of human existence and is crowned in heaven with a consciousness of unity." And, Ernest Holmes was in a different time and space than we. And that this idea of heaven, I think most of us can relate to that, whether we think there's an actual heaven or we think that heaven is just a state of consciousness. It really doesn't matter, because it's an energy, it's an experience. And so to bring gratitude into our life brings us into that state of heaven, or as Carolyn Myss says, to the penthouse consciousness. So the more we can extricate ourselves from that sense of being caught in conditions and held hostage by them, and be able to see that there's an opening through gratitude, to be grateful that you are powerful, grateful in knowing who you are, and letting that energy bring you up and up and up until you're able to completely let go of any kind of anxiety or constriction around your life experiences and live in that state of heaven. So we understand that gratitude really does open our energy field up to being in the flow of life. And as Ernest Holmes talked about, it's about unity and oneness. It's about not living in duality, not living in a place where it's us and them, living in a place where we can really see that we are all one. And yes, that can be challenging. It can be challenging with what we watch on TV. It can be challenging when we hear world events, challenging with family members. A lot of times we can have situations come up that put us in a place where we don't feel one, we feel divided. And that's a time of gratitude, to be able to think of one thing you're grateful for regarding whatever it is you're looking at, whether it's a person in your life that you've had an issue with. Find one thing that you're grateful for, maybe just grateful that you know them, grateful that there's an opportunity to heal. Or if you look at the world events, be grateful to know, as I said earlier with Linda, grateful to know that nothing is set in stone, that our humanity is always, always, always evolving. And when we can stand in gratitude to know that truth, we see that shift, because we're adding to the energetic cultural consciousness of this planet that I will tell you is very influential. Never, never, never underestimate your power and your consciousness to be part of this changing, expansive evolution of consciousness that our planet is going through. And I know the appearances of it may not be visible at this time, but that's not a time for us to let go of knowing what's possible and to stand in what's possible, of knowing that, yes, we can come together in a better way, in a more loving way. People can heal. And so when we keep that space open, the energy can pour into all of our humanity to raise us all up together. Something Reverend Fred had written in his newsletter to everyone this week was about making gratitude an automatic reflex, to make gratitude your go-to no matter what. And I charge all of you, even though we're ending November and our gratitude month, I would like for you to continue practicing gratitude in whatever way you can do that. There was a time in my life where I taught a gratitude class, and I really would like to teach it again, and maybe I will teach it to this community. But what I taught people about gratitude was looking at not only a daily practice like what Linda does, but also to look at all parts of your life, all parts, past, present, and future, circumstances that you've had, everything and anything, especially stuff you might still be tangled in, that's still unfinished business, to be able to bring the gratitude into those parts of your life and your old experiences that could use that charge, that could use a shift in energy, a change of awareness, to be able to bring an elevated consciousness, to raise your altitude around what you are seeing, because we're only seeing from whatever level we're coming at. And there's always massive possibilities to come from a higher level, to raise your altitude and be able to see things a little more clearly rather than in the condition, because conditions are cloudy and they don't give us the visibility that we need to be able to rise up, to open up the door to creative solutions that we get from spirit, and to just clear things out so that we can move forward and clear our inside out as well, and move into a greater reality for ourselves. And so the power of our mind absolutely changes our experiences. Our minds are incredibly powerful. And when we use them in an affirmative way, in a productive way, there's nothing we cannot do. There's nothing we cannot heal from. And so it's time for us really to be brave and look at those parts of our lives where we've got some healing to do, some gratitude to pour into. And that always leads us right to forgiveness. It always plops us right back into forgiveness. And something I want to say about forgiveness, because I think sometimes when we talk about it, people might feel like we're scolding you and saying, oh, you've got to forgive that. And I am here to tell you that is not what I teach at all. I do believe that forgiveness is a journey and it can be a process. And there's many steps that we need to take to get through it and on the other side. Because forgiveness to me is something we want to complete. We don't want to just pick it up and let it go and not finish it out, because it really actually robs us of a fulfilling life and a life where we're not limiting ourselves or carrying around burdens of pain from the past. And so what I like to do when I'm doing my forgiveness work, my first step is to honor myself and the pain that I've gone through, or whatever the situation was, whether it's a betrayal, whether it's just some anger, whatever. I allow myself to fully and completely express my feeling around that, get it all out. And then once I've cleared that out, then I can start my forgiveness journey, which can take whatever time it takes. And so to bring forward forgiveness and combine it with gratitude really gives us a powerful combination of life expansion, because once we've forgiven, we can see the gratitude. And I know for myself, I had some issues with my parents, like many of us, and I had resentment and anger for them. And then I finally one day knew I had to forgive because I didn't want to carry that around anymore. And so I did my forgiveness work, and now I am so grateful for them. I am able to rattle off at least 10 to 20 things about them that I am so very grateful for. And all that stuff I was holding, it's not even there anymore. I've released it. I really have let it go. And I'm living on the penthouse level now, because I'm not carrying that around with me anymore. So gratitude and forgiveness really is the way for us to get into a clearer way of consciousness so that we can live in a state of love and oneness and unity and joy. That really is ours to do. And so we've got this holiday season that is just around the corner. We're entering in December this week, which I cannot believe we're here already. And then 2023, wow, right? Well, I know that a lot of things can come up for us during the holiday season. Some of us are carrying some sorrow around, and some of us are missing people that aren't here this year. And again, this is a time of gratitude, but it's not to say that we can't honor our hearts for what we might be sad about or sorrowful about. There is this wonderful idea that we can live in two worlds at one time. We can hold in our hearts a sadness, yet we can still hold gratitude at the same time. And that allows us to balance ourselves out on the inside. We don't have to just be upset. We can have the upset, yet we come out on the other side with, but boy, am I grateful for whatever those experiences held for me. And so as we walk into this time of year, carrying our gratitude with us, remembering that we are this amazing multi-floored level of consciousness, and we have the ability and the power to move from one floor to the next with gratitude as our elevator up, that we have all the power inside of ourselves to create a better world for ourselves and for each other by knowing what's possible and knowing that we don't need to live on the bottom level of consciousness anymore. We can go up and up and up, moving up with gratitude, or as Ernest Holmes says, heaven. We can live that every single day because it is consciousness. And in this moment, we can have that by adding gratitude, forgiveness, remembering who we are, love only, all those wonderful things that our vision statement holds for us, and just allow ourselves to really lean into the possibilities when we see them with gratitude and know that nothing is finished, that we have all the power to create our better reality simply by knowing we can. And so take this to your heart. Allow yourself just to steep in this wisdom of gratitude, of love, of forgiveness, and move yourself in whatever way you can to your highest level of consciousness so that you can live your greatest reality right here and right now. Thank you and namaste. Well, at this time, I would like to just open up this space right now for giving, for your donations to this beautiful, amazing center that I know is growing and expanding. Because as we come together and tune into this beautiful, beautiful energy, that we are able to create a bigger community and bring this truth of love and unity and oneness to the world. And so whatever is on your heart to give to our center today, I just invite you to do so. You can go to the website, there's a donate page, and just know that we live in a world of divine reciprocity. And as we give, so we receive. So know that whatever you're giving today is coming back to you, pressed down and overflowing. And so I just want to thank you for the support that you give to this center through your consciousness and and also your financial prosperity. So thank you very, very much. And I think I'm going to go. Oh, Pierre, you're at the end. Is that correct?
I believe so.
Okay, so I'm here to say thank you then. I'm here to say thank you to Linda. What a fun conversation, a beautiful meditation. And it was a joy to get to know you. I really enjoyed meeting you and having a really fulfilling conversation about gratitude. So I just want to thank you for that. And you're just a joy. And Pierre, you were so amazing. And there's an opportunity for people to see you live on Saturday. Is that right?
Absolutely. We're doing our last, my band Spire. I think there it is on the screen. Thank you. We're doing our last show for the year. We're going to be at the Black Swan this Saturday night at 9:30. That's basically Broadview and Danforth. It's basically across the street from the Danforth Music Hall. So nice aspiration. I'm starting across the street, but eventually I want to play across the street at the Danforth Music Hall. So it's a good start. So yeah. So no, there's no cover, and we start at 9:30, and we're probably playing pretty late.
Well, if I lived there, I would come see you and I'd bring a bunch of my friends. So if you're ever in Southern California, we have some venues you could play. Definitely.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the great thing is it's, all this music that I write, it's with a full instrumentation, with the band and harmonies. And yeah, it's great to hear it with the full sound.
Great. Well, and your message is so beautiful in your music too. So that's you're putting good mojo out in the world. So I want to thank you as well. It's really needed at this time. So
that's why I do it. I think, there's enough of the other stuff. So if I can if I can put out the positive stuff, bonus.
Beautiful. Perfect. I also want to thank Carrie Garnier. She is our tech woman, and she kept the three of us in line and giving us our directions. And I want to thank her. She is also a joy to work with, and we couldn't do it without her. So thank you, Carrie, as well. We really appreciate that. And I also want to thank Reverend Fred, who will be back next week. He had some things he needed to do today, and so I just stepped in and helped him out. And I will be here as your guest minister again in, I think a couple of weeks. I'm not sure what the date is, but I think it's 2 weeks. So I'll have something new to share with you. God knows what's going to drop into my field of awareness, but I'm excited to see whatever that is. I also want to thank anybody who's here for the first time today, and everybody who brings their consciousness to this place, because this well, it's not new anymore. Our virtual reality that we all share is a consciousness building place. And I'm grateful for all of you who have joined us today. And I am looking forward to seeing you again, whoever comes in the near future. Keep coming back here. This is a place where inspiration is overflowing, where love is contagious, and where we're just here to be in this experience together, knowing what is possible through consciousness and letting go and forgiving and just remembering who we are as these beautiful, amazing, divine beings who are filled with such extraordinary energy. So never forget that. Never forget who you are. And so, Pierre, I think I'm going to turn it over to you to close this out with a final song. Of life, busting out some new moves with the tried and true grooves. It feels alright. It feels alright. The light shines in the night. It feels alright. The beat inside you to guide you. It's intuition to fulfill your life's mission. It feels alright. Feels alright. The light shines in the night. It feels alright. What a wonderful note to end on. Beautiful. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Okay, well, I want to thank everybody again for being here today. Another special thank you to our practitioner, Linda and Pierre, and your beautiful music. So inspiring. We will see you next week. And remember, you can always access our past services in the archives on the website. So get some inspiration if you need it. There's plenty of it here. So I just want to say thank you and